Welcome to Only the Greatest podcast, where we're going to be exploring the vital connection between fitness and success in all areas of your life. We are your hosts, Phil and Shawn, today. Our goal is to help you become the greatest version of yourself, and we do that through two different show types. Every Friday, we come to you with a full-length episode that may or may not include a guest. And every Tuesday, today is Tuesday, we'll give you a little nugget of knowledge that you can immediately implement into your health and fitness journey.
Damn, you kind of killed it.
Yeah, was that good?
That was pretty good.
I hope nobody sees that I'm reading it straight off my phone because I haven't memorized it yet.
If you happen to find any value in this show, all we ask is that you leave a quick review and mention specifically what helped you out. If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave that review in a comment.
The one and only sponsor of this show is ourselves, OTG Fitness. It's a private personal training gym located on the south side of Houston, Texas, and Webster. You can find more information about OTG Fitness by visiting otgfitness.com or searching OTG Fitness on any social media platform. So that being said, today is Tuesday, like I mentioned earlier.
Yes, sir.
So let's get straight into it. Today, Shawn, what are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about the balance of, not really the balance, or I guess the balance, the imbalances, the balances and the imbalances of running and also lifting weights.
Yeah.
Can you do both?
Yeah, exactly. That's really what it's all about. It's like showing people that yes, the answer is yes, that you can do both. Because we read so much online about the weightlifting community or bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever, people that have a tendency to enjoy lifting weights, moving heavy things, resistance training, strength training, whatever you want to call it. And they're like anti-running. Well, anti-cardio in general, but running especially.
It's almost like a meme to skip cardio.
It is. Yeah. It's a funny thing, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I can see that a little bit because that probably started from, you know, if you're going to be in the top 1%, I know that we've talked about this several times. Mm-hmm. If you're in the top 1% or top, and if you like, let's look at like a professional bodybuilder or a professional athlete of any kind. They're in the 1% of the 1%.
Yes.
And if we're talking about that, then yeah, maybe so. Mm-hmm. Maybe running could be detrimental, you know, but for someone that just wants to be healthy, live our best life, be fit, have a healthy heart, and have big muscles and look good and feel good, then I think, why not do both, you know?
Yeah.
And you recently started running, right? How long you been in the gym total now?
In the gym, probably like 30 years now. I'm joking.
Hasn't left. He hasn't left.
Yeah, like came out like in the womb, man. I was just like, just straight, in
the squat rack.
Yeah, in the squat rack. From the womb to the squat rack.
Nah, that's a joke. He was in the preacher curl. Yeah. Biceps.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I would say probably consistently now, probably like 2-3 years, something around there. Like just to be like as consistent as I have been with about 2 to 3 days, getting in, you know, trying to balance life and actually working out and making it more of like a lifestyle change rather than just the resolution. You know?
Exactly.
So I would probably say about 2-3 years. Somewhere around there.
Let's call it 2 years. Make the math easy here. And how long have you been running now?
Just a couple of months.
Okay, so we'll go 2 years for lifting, and we'll go 2 months for running. Keep these numbers easy. Mm-hmm. What detriments or improvements or in either direction, what have you noticed different since now that you're doing both?
I will say that I think my endurance is a little better just in general, like in the gym. With the running, it just takes a lot of you gotta be able to push through. It's tough. The 5K was the first run that I ran, and you know, training up for that was pretty good. And I was like, man, I liked it. It was fun. But then once I hit the 10K, I was like, oh man, you have to like really kind of click it to another. For me, you have to click it to another gear at this point that I'm at. I'm sure that there's, you know, some listeners that are probably like, oh, I run very often. And it's like, for me, I didn't. So it's like, yeah, the 10K was a big milestone for me. And I think that I think it's helped with endurance, but especially on like leg day, I feel like I have a little bit more strength in leg day for me. It's just like the leg presses or, squatting motions, anything that has to do with, like we were talking about the other day, mobility. It feels like it's just a little easier now. I don't know, how that correlates. I don't have a beaker and a lab coat, but that's just this is just kind of how I feel. And it just feels like, I don't have, much pain in like my knees or ankles or joints. And I think that running more has made me just more aware of that mobility training and
so what you're saying is
situations.
There's been no negative side effects since you started running.
For me, not really. I mean, yeah, I can't think of any. I'll keep it in mind, but I can't really think of anything that I would say, hey, don't do this. I think I experienced a little bit of foot pain or foot pain after longer runs, like really like hitting like the 10K. I'll experience a little bit of foot pain, but I don't know.
Well, anytime you do something for the first time, the first time you got under X amount of weight in the squat rack, first time you got under X amount of weight in the bench press, like you probably felt a little bit of something.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Yeah,
so,
definitely.
But at the end of the day, the overarching question that you answered was there's no reason to not do both. If you want to run. I think that I'm real big on don't do anything that you don't really want to or know that you need to.
Exactly.
Right. When it comes to strength training, my opinion, you need to. Everybody this is a need equation.
Yeah.
Running, you don't need to. You can do other forms of cardio, but
I was going to say some type of cardio.
You need
at least.
to do some type of cardio. What we're speaking of today is running because that's the cardio that we've chosen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
But running, walking, Stairmaster.
Bicycle.
Bicycle. Don't be the person. And it's like, man, it's like the mental clarity too. It's like, man, like running for a while, like you kind of click into that I guess runner's high. Like I didn't really experience it for the first couple of times, but then you get a real nice album on and you have a good day and you're just going. And it's like, man, this is great. This is really nice.
Yeah. So what we're getting at here is if anybody out there is avoiding cardio because you think it's interfering with your gains or something along those lines, well, don't just take that for granted. Give it a shot. If it's something that you're considering, and if you're not doing any cardio, you need to do cardio. Your heart is a muscle, just like your biceps are a muscle, just like your quads are a muscle, right? You got to train that heart. You know what I mean? I get that cardio up. And, I've been in the gym it's crazy. I was just talking to a client this morning, actually. I've been at it for about 12 years now. Isn't that crazy?
Man. That's a long time.
A little over 12 years. And I've been running now for right at 1 year.
Okay.
And when I started running, I was 6 foot, 207 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a year into running. I'm 6 foot, 204 pounds. I haven't lost any gain. You know what I mean? I get in the squat rack. I hit my squats. I have not had any detrimental loss from running. I can tell you that I'm a much better runner, but I'm not any worse of a weightlifter than I was a year ago.
Yeah. But I think that's interesting that so many people, like, we talk about the meme of skipping cardio. I feel like most people I think all people, when they're on prep, these top 1%ers, the top 10%ers, I would say, the people that are on prep, I guess the ones that are winning are the ones that are the one in the top 1%. They always implement some type of cardio to get those last, like you have to, they'll be, man, I'm on the Stairmaster, coach programmed me for Stairmaster 30 minutes. And it's like, they're doing it and they're stepping on stage and they look badass.
Yeah, they're doing it from a strictly aesthetic perspective.
Strictly, yeah.
So, if anyone's out there is avoiding cardio, and it's probably just because you don't want to, because it's hard. Well, nobody wants to do anything that they don't, that's hard.
Yeah. Then just say that, rather than just, oh man, no, I don't do cardio, dude. It's like, hey man, my boy's going to the gym 2 times a week. Yeah, man, cardio's really messing with my gains, man. Like,
no, I don't think it is. Just eat a little bit more, for sure. I think that cardio is something that everyone should be doing. It's very good for your health, good for longevity. Then your cardio of choice is going to be up to you. And I thought that something that might be helpful is we can talk about like what our training programs look like. I don't know. How do you do it? Do you have a schedule that you follow, or do you just kind of run? Maybe the weather's nice, I feel like running today. Do you have a minimum number of days that you try to get in to running, or like how does that work for you?
So if I'm training for a run, I try to run a couple of times a week. I don't have a set schedule on how many miles I want to hit yet for a week, or how often. I mean, to be honest, I'll probably run like I think about 2 days. 2 days a week is about what I'm doing, along with like, because I do push-pull legs during the week. And then usually on my rest day, I'll run that morning or that evening or whenever I pick. And then I would do like a long run and a short run. So probably like a 5K and a mile, or a 10K, or a 5K and a 10K in the same week. And I try to like do that if I'm training up.
So you work out in total 5 days a week.
About that.
3 of those are in the gym, push-pull legs, one push day, one pull day, one leg day. Then you got 2 runs that come on 2 of your off days. So days you never do both together.
I did it once and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I had like a pull day and I ran that same day and it was just kind of miserable.
It was tough.
It wasn't for me. I mean, I just didn't really like it. So it's like, I try to do them offset. So on my 2 off days, like I'll try to run like on a Thursday and a Sunday is usually when I'm running.
Yeah, and then you're lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's a great schedule, and I think a lot of people can maybe learn something from that. Shawn, he took it real simple. There's nothing fancy about what he's doing. I lift 3 days a week. I run 2 days a week. I don't do both on the same day, so I'm not getting too packed down. I do one run, one short run.
Yeah.
Or one long run, one short run.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
My approach, it's definitely like I'm gonna lay mine out too. It sounds like a little bit more, but I am training for this marathon coming up, and I've also just been working out for a long time. So when you hear my schedule, then just because you're listening to it doesn't mean you have to commit to that. I think that what Shawn's doing is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you want to go somewhere kind of in between, I think that's great too. Between what him and I do, and if you want to take on something a little bit more, and keep in mind too that I use a coach, right? So I didn't come up with what I'm about to lay out. I didn't come up with this myself. I worked with a coach and coming up with it. Shawn over at Powerhouse. Yeah. He
the running shmee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We listen to our SMEs around here. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how often we use that term now. It comes up pretty often.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean, I've been if you think about it, we've been using it forever. But we just started putting a term to it. Like we put a word to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's a doctor. He's a lawyer. He's a mechanic.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a car shmee.
Yeah, pretty much. So Shawn, so what we laid out is he wants, I run 4 days a week. Okay. So I run 4 days, and then I also lift 4 days. Okay. 2 of those days, I do both. So those are...
How is that?
Those are tough. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how I structure it here in a second. They're tough mostly from a time perspective. Okay. Because right now, my workouts are only about 45 minutes. They're not super long or anything. But I am committed to that. Remember, I told you 15 to 20 minutes of stretching or foam rolling or something. So in totality, it's about an hour. Yeah. At least. So, and then the runs are somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour and a half, depending on the length of the run. But so the 4 of each, 2 days I do both. The 2 days of each one that I don't do both, the day that I lift but don't run is my leg day, right? One long run on Sunday. So we'll start this week on Sunday. Okay. Just to keep it easy. Sunday is a long run.
And how long is that usually?
Somewhere between 7 and 12 miles. Okay. Yeah, okay. On Sunday. And then on Monday is a total rest day. Tuesday is a push focus and usually some type of interval run or a cadence run. Okay. Which is where you're practicing your cadence. Okay. Right? Gotcha. For X amount of days. It's usually about 45 minutes. Wednesday, I also do both, which would be a pull focus day. Okay. And then it's also either an interval or a cadence run usually. Gotcha. Thursday is legs, so I don't run. Okay. Yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah. Thursday is legs, so we don't run. Friday is an easy run. it's usually just like 45 minutes. Doesn't matter how long it is, just kind of cruising 45 minutes. Saturday is a full body lift.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the week.
And that's the end
And
of
then
the
it's
week.
Sunday, long run day again. And I do just a little bit of leg stuff on Saturday. Not too much because I have a long run tomorrow on Sunday.
Okay.
It's a full body with a little bit of legs.
A little bit of legs. Yeah. More leg focused. Man, that's...
Yeah, more upper body focused.
Okay.
Just because got that long run. I am running 4 days a week. That Tuesday and Wednesday run where it's like an interval run or a cadence run, those are tough on the legs.
Okay.
So, I have my one good, hard, heavy leg day on Thursday and then a little bit of legs also on Saturday. And that kind of, that's kind of my structure.
Gotcha.
And I haven't found myself losing any strength. I haven't lost any weight, but at the same time, I haven't tracked my food in a while. Mm-hmm. So I do eat a little bit more on purpose on the run days. Like before I go for a run, I like to eat like a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Mm-hmm. So that's probably like 5-6. That's like 600 calories.
Really?
Right there. Oh yeah. You think about it, 2 pieces of bread, a serving of peanut butter or maybe a little more. I usually put honey on it, a banana.
That sounds good.
Sometimes I get crazy and put some chocolate chips on there.
Okay. Cinnamon, probably.
Cinnamon, some salt as well.
Yeah.
And then on a really long run days, I even use the little gels.
Oh.
Okay. So if it's more than 10 miles, then I'm using a gel, some type of carbohydrate supplement.
Okay.
Along with it. So
do you feel like those help?
On the long ones, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, on the long ones, they do for sure. And from my experiments that I've done and talking with Shawn as well, the real trick with them is you want to use it right before you need it. So the goal really is to just feel good the whole time. Okay. It's not necessarily like, oh, I need some energy.
Yeah.
Because it's too late.
Yeah.
Right? That's what your pre-workout meal is for.
Right? Your get you fueled up.
And so before that fuel is completely zapped, that's when you reach for the little energy gel, which is usually like between 25 and 45 carbs with some electrolytes as well in there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, those can be pretty good, but I only use them on long runs, like more than 10 miles. Okay. So which for me is a long run. Like some people listen like 10 miles.
Yeah, 10 miles sounds. Yeah, it's I was running. Like now I run the 5K pretty easily. Like it's like a really good like practice run for me, and and it just feels good. And I'll tell some people about, oh, dude, 3 miles, and I'm like, dude, it's like, man, it's.
Well, just think about when you first started, you would hear 1 mile, and it's like,
it's
I can't
crazy.
run a mile.
Yeah, the progressive like overload there, it's just wild. Yeah,
your endurance can build up quickly.
Yeah, I think Daryl said it on a show a couple of weeks ago. It's like, you or something like this, but you can't compare like your 1 mile to someone's like 10 mile. It's like you didn't start off running 10 miles. You didn't just like leave, wake up like, I'm just gonna run 10 miles today and then just knock this out. It's like, you train, you do everything that's necessary to get you to where you're running consistently 10 miles.
Just like seeing a guy on bench press hitting 225. Dude, people work out their entire life to hit 225. Yeah. Some people work out their whole life to hit 135, and that's fine. Yeah, 100%. But just because you see someone that is doing that, maybe they're your age, and so it really hits you when like y'all are the same age, right? Yeah. And you see someone the same age as you, and they're doing something that you can't even fathom doing, it really hits you. But just remember that they've been doing it for a long time. Your goals 5 years ago when they started training were different than theirs.
Yeah. I had a friend, we went to the gym and everything, we were doing a push day, and he was like, everything I always load up with just like a plate, and I just start from there. He's a bigger guy than me. And I was like, a plate? And to me, I was like, damn, I mean, that's tough for me. I can't move that much weight just throughout the whole 3 sets or 4 sets or whatever. And he would like knock it out. And so, but it was good because it kind of pushed me, because we got to incline, and I was like, you do it on incline too? He's like, yeah, you just load it up, no big deal. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And
You're all doubting yourself?
Yeah, I was like, man, I can't do it. And I was like, I'll try to hit it. If I can hit it for 3, I'm happy. And I think I ended up putting it up for like 6 or something. Okay. And I was like, oh, that's sick. I was just like so happy. I was like under the weight, like, this is tight. Like, so, but it's cool. But yeah, that really like kind of shook me, because we're about the same age. And I was just like, man, like I'm thinking I'm like this real focused guy. I'm like, dude, I got push-pull legs and whatever. You just come in and you just like throw weights around. What the hell? But it's just like, I mean, it's just different.
Yeah, everybody's a little bit different. And, to kind of get back on track here, even if your goal is to get stronger, there's no reason to not do at least some cardio and take care of your heart health.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the big thing that mostly we wanted to touch on. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. Obviously, if you have questions or concerns, you can let us know
in the comments.
We'd love to talk about it. Start a debate about cardio versus lifting. Why not both?
Do a 5K. If you want to start running, I think try a 5K. There's always 5Ks going.
Yeah.
Like there's always little 5Ks going. Try it out and see how you like it. And man, you might like it a lot more than you think you do.
Yeah, I mean, I never imagined like enjoying running, but I really do. I go out on a long run, and honestly, this sounds crazy, but the first like 30 minutes are the worst part. Agreed. After that, when you really get in the groove of it, and you're maybe, for me, 4 or 5 miles in or so, that's when it really feels good. Yeah. But it takes a while to get to that. Yeah. Because in the beginning, as with anything, it can be misery. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's not sugarcoat this thing. It can be complete misery. Yeah, it's especially only that first one. The second, third one could get exponentially better. So don't get down on it. Yeah. Get out there, try it out. If you don't want to run, that's cool. If running's not in your, abilities, get a bike. Yeah. Find an elliptical. Do something.
Elliptical, Stairmaster. There's so many different ways. And like we were talking about before, don't discount walking too. Walking
100%.
Walking is super, super beneficial.
Yeah, so. Walking, very underrated. So, Shawn, do you have anything else to throw in there? Did we miss anything?
No, not really. I think that's about it. Just make sure if you see this, like, comment, share, subscribe, and do a 5K.
Let us know how you liked the new intro, even though you couldn't see our face whenever
but you couldn't see us reading it either.
We're out. All right. It's always got to be something, Yeah.
That was me. That was me. I dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, no worries. All good.
Yeah.